You are now listening to the Odd Valley Podcast.
Hi, and welcome everybody to another episode of Odd Valley Live. We are here with you on a Friday. Still happy hour, past happy hour in some places, but here it's still happy hour. I am your host, Mochi Squeeze. Jacob Jones is your other host right over there, and we have a special guest today. Jacob, take it away. Why don't you introduce our guest for today?
It's the homie Clint. Say hi, Clint.
Hello, Clint. I'm sorry I screwed that up. Hi, Clint.
No, that was perfect. Perfecto. What's going on, man? How you doing today on a Friday?
Really good because it's Friday.
That's right. Are you ready to have some drinks with us?
Yeah.
Awesome. I hope everyone out there is ready.
Steps in.
Mochi Squeeze is tired today, so she's like forcing me to do all of the hosting
Well, I am
duties.
having him do all the hosting duties
This is
because
kinda
one,
bullshit,
yes, I'm
but-
tired, but two, I did not do any kind of research for today because I had a very long week.
No one did any research today because we're just like it's gonna be like more of a story time type of episode. We're just gonna talk. We're gonna chat about stuff. You know, we can get into Wikipedias and all that types of fun shit, but we're just here chilling with Clint. And Clint, you're a music guy, right?
Yes, sir.
So
I'm playing in bands and playing music since I was like 16 years old.
So
I'm 43. So
there you go. That's absolutely why we're gonna talk about live performances, being in bands. We could talk about like concerts we've gone to as well, but mostly
I have never been in a band.
For me, I mean, I've done a couple live gigs that were more, like just DJ things, but we're just going to talk about like what it's like to play music, to write music, you know what I mean? And the trials and tribulations that come about with that fun shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, well,
there are many.
welcome to Odd Valley Podcast, or Odd Valley Live. It used to be called Odd Valley Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But welcome to Odd Valley Live. It's a live show. You know what I mean? We don't edit shit out. We just go. We just have a good time.
Yeah.
We're streaming live on twitch.tv/Odd Valley. We're on YouTube if you just search Odd Valley, 2 words. We don't have a fancy URL yet. And we're also on audio podcast services. Just search Odd Valley. You can find us like on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, fucking Stitcher, all the good shit. But yeah, we like welcome to the show.
Yeah.
I hope that you do watch the show live because we got the chat here on this TV next to us, and we can talk to you, and we can read what
Clint
you're fucking
can't
saying
see
and
the
all that fun
TV.
stuff.
He doesn't know. See, you're
Well, I don't
pointing
know
to
what
something
Clint-
and he doesn't know what
Clint-
you're pointing to.
Clint might have the chat.
Over here.
What's that?
So,
I got the stream up over here.
Perfect.
okay, nice.
So either way, we're good to go. But this is a drinking podcast, so
If you didn't know, it is a drinking podcast. So we start off sober and
Completely.
then towards the end we get really trashed.
Usually.
Usually. I can't, say.
It depends.
And Clint will be drinking along with us, but he's going to play it conservatively because he does have an errand to run in the morning, which I respect because that's what happens to me sometimes. I got to do shit in the morning, and so I can't get too drunk on Friday.
Yep.
Thing is hard.
Yeah, life comes at you, man. But you know what? It doesn't stop me from having a drink on a Friday happy hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'm an old person, so I can't recover as well as you can.
Well, if I gotta be up early, I definitely am not gonna get like shit faced the night before.
Yeah.
So I totally get it.
But anyways, well, just drink along with us if you're
Yes,
watching,
please.
Because that's what we do.
It's the audience that
And,
should be drinking heavily. That's the most important part.
Yes, because you guys aren't doing anything, hopefully. But if you are, then whatever. But anyways, we are gonna start off with our preliminary shot.
That's right.
We do that every time. We take a shot in the beginning on the top of the episode, and then we take a shot at the end. So right now is the top, so we're gonna take a shot. Normally here at the Odd Valley Studios, we do Jameson.
Yep, that's
so
what we
got
got
Jameson
here.
right now.
You got
And then-
anything there, Clint? Or are you just gonna take a nice a drink of your white
I'll
Russian?
chug a little bit of this guy. Take a nice little mouthful.
Okay.
Is that a white? What do you got there? White
This
Russian.
is Bailey's salted caramel, Kahlua, and
Ooh.
Ciroc apple vodka.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Okay.
Does that-
okay.
Do you got like a name for that cocktail?
The Clint
No.
special.
Delicious.
Yes. All right.
Hell
So let's
I like
get it
it.
started. The preliminary shot. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you,
Cheers.
Clint. Thanks for joining us.
Woo.
And I did want to ask up top, Clint, if you have any kind of plugs or any sort of stuff you want to let
Yeah.
anyone who's watching know.
We like to do it now
You got
because we get
anything?
we get really trashed later.
Yeah.
I guess my Burn the Past YouTube channel. Honestly, it's a big long URL, so I'm not sure what if I can.
Same
See,
as
this
us.
is what I was trying to say.
This is
earlier,
us too.
even with
We have
our
a big
podcast.
long URL too because you have to have like a certain amount of follower or likes or something like that
Mhm.
before you get like a real URL. So it's okay. We could search it. So Jacob put it
Yeah.
up there.
I'm
and
trying to
then-
see what a good search would be, because if you just type "Burn the Past," it doesn't come up. You
Mm.
can maybe do "Burn the Past Castlevania." I bet that would come up.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Burn the Past, Castlevania.
All
I
right,
like
here, let
that.
me just there you go.
Maybe.
I got it up there. Burn the
Yep.
Past, Castlevania. You'll find him on there. And then, we'll actually in the description later on the YouTube and the the audio stuff, we'll have a direct link there.
Yeah,
So
we
check
could be
check
more
that out.
specific and stuff like that.
But definitely
Yeah.
here you go. Burn the Past, Castlevania. Let's go.
Yeah.
Can I-
You'll have to scroll down just a little bit, I think, but a few videos down, you'll see "Burn the Past" Castlevania tutorial.
Nice.
Perfect.
There's some other stuff on there too. I got some of my videos from my old band on there, "Burn the Past," which is where the name comes from.
Now
So
is
there's a lot of shit in there.
are one of those videos the one that you showed me where you guys are performing over there in I think
Um,
Texas?
What was I performing? I don't remember.
I
Oh,
just
90s tune.
yeah, it was a 90s song,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, that's on there.
Cool.
Okay. Nice.
Well, we'll
I
definitely
did
have
catch that video and it was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I made
Wish
sure
there'd
to
been
show
more
Mochi.
people there.
Yeah.
There's like 2 people watching.
But
That's
they're
okay.
grooving.
That's how it is sometimes,
It is. Been
Yeah.
there, done that too many times.
Yeah,
They're-
I have never been part of a band. I did try to do like my friend in high school tried to start a band and like I tried out singing for them, but it was terrible situation and very cringy. I like hate it. I tried to block it out of my memory because it's terrible.
It happens.
Oof.
But
Yeah,
I
it
have
happens.
had a lot of friends that have been in bands and we would have to go to their shows and stuff like that. Not have to, but support. And so I get it. Sometimes it's like dead, sometimes it's like you have a lot of people and it's like fun, so you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, the vast majority are dead unless you have a full like following built up.
Mhm.
Not an easy thing to do, and it takes time. So
Yeah.
That's definitely what we're going to talk about
Yeah.
today, for
But
sure.
never get discouraged, right? I mean, you just got to keep on
Absolutely.
going. Yeah.
absolutely.
It's for the love of the music.
Yes. So before we get into the meat of everything, we're gonna go ahead and move on to we're gonna introduce Trebek. He's our wheel of misfortune. If you've never watched the show before, what it is, it's a wheel that has
Mhm.
words on it. We spin it twice, and whatever it lands on, whenever we say those words during the podcast, you have to drink.
Mhm. Well, you're going to
So-
hear a bell sound.
Yeah, you'll
Mochi.
hear a bell that sounds like this.
Yeah.
And then you drink. We drink, you drink, we all drink. So Jacob is gonna go ahead and I'll read the words.
We all
Jacob
scream
will,
for ice cream.
Jacob will spin it because I wrote that and he probably cannot read it. I tried.
Wait,
to
so you're going to
do
read it this time?
I'll read it. This
Oh my
time.
gosh. You never
I'll
you never
this
read
time,
it.
So
That's amazing.
I'll do it.
All right, let's go.
So we'll get started.
What you
So the first one is music, drank, drunk, live, band, play, perform, instrument, DJ, gig, write,
That one's tough. I wouldn't be able to read that one.
and stage. That one was the one that was tough for you. I felt like
Dude, right.
instrument. I almost didn't even know I wrote that.
I think I know instrument when I see it.
And then the other one looks like OJ.
That does kind of look like OJ.
So he looks like
You never know. OJ might come up in conversation.
yeah. So
true.
I'm like, okay,
That's true.
I don't know what I did there, but
Did he ever do like an album or something like
I wouldn't
OJ
be
sings
surprised if
sings
he
the
like
hits?
did a rap album.
We
or...
tried to get him to sing, but he wouldn't. He wouldn't do it. He was busy.
Yeah.
He was too busy.
murdering people. Yeah, I know.
He was too busy trying to put gloves on or some
Yeah.
shit.
Seriously.
What I see, ADN the place 22B. Hey
Not
y'all.
22B,
Needs
just
to be. That's my girlfriend.
Oh,
Oh,
hi.
hey, what's going on?
Hi.
They
Welcome.
used to go by AD.
Oh,
AD,
nice.
right on.
AD, okay.
What's
okay.
up? That was way too difficult for me to read for no reason. But hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Started.
watching.
Yes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Jacob's gonna spin the wheel.
Let's go.
So let's go.
Oh, by the way, just for the occasion, I have this 2112 shirt that Mochi bought me for Christmas. I was gonna don that, but my only other band shirt is the Gorillaz, so had to rep some kind of band. But I love the fucking Gorillaz.
Awesome.
Here we go.
All right.
Action
so
cam.
where
Oh,
will it fall?
We got a cat. We got a
there's
cat. We got a cat
So
cam.
cute.
His name is Mips.
Mips.
Aw.
Oh, I love
We have a
Mips.
cat too.
Yeah.
But she's not as friendly like that. She doesn't crawl
No.
on us. She doesn't really like to be touched by us all the time. She's really antisocial.
her name's
Mips is definitely a lover, not a fighter.
Is your cat a boy cat?
Is that a boy cat?
This one is. We got another one too. Her name is Saucy Pockets, and she's
saucy
she's
pocket.
a good kitty, but she's a bad kitty.
There you go.
Yeah,
See?
because
See?
Jacob always tells me that the theory on cats is that girl cats are kind of bitchy, but then boy cats are really friendly. So they'll snuggle up with you, and then you can pet them and stuff like that. But girl cats don't. I mean, I don't know how true it is. This is the first cat I've had. I was more of a dog person until I met Jacob.
That's that almost to a T.
This is coming actually this is information coming from Miguel, friend of the show, been on a whole bunch of times, and he's like a cat person.
Yeah,
And
he's
he
a cat
said that.
person too.
He was like,
Yeah.
if you ever get another cat, make sure it's a boy.
It's a boy. Yeah, that's what he said.
But I do love my cat. I've had her since she was
Yes.
a kitten. Her name is Lilu Dallas Multipass Jones.
Wow.
Nice.
See?
There you go.
All right, let's spin it
All right,
again.
Good reference.
Thank you. That's one of my top favorite movies of all time. So we got live. That's one of
Live
the words. Let's
is
get
one.
the second word. Oh, I'll go the other way.
Nice.
Cool. What we got?
Music.
Music.
We're
Live.
definitely getting
live
drunk
music.
now. Look, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's really hard to avoid.
Yeah, too bad that you have some errands, Clint, because then you would have got really drunk. Now you could just enjoy watching us get really trashed as we
Yeah.
get through this.
I mean, he'll take little sips, right? I mean, it's cool.
I'm still working. I can still
participate.
get a little buzz.
Yeah,
I just
Yeah.
can't be too shit-faced.
yeah, it's fine. I mean, honestly, it's the shots that do us in.
I think that this
It's
is
the
gonna be but this is gonna be
Really.
pretty cool because you're gonna try to play it cool, Clint. Because usually I have a theory on guests. Every time we have guests on the podcast, and we tell them, oh, it's a drinking show, but don't get too crazy with the words because you will get fucked up. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we won't. And then they get in it, and then they just back to back start saying the words all the time because they think they're not gonna get drunk, and it's like, no, you're gonna get drunk. Just
Yeah.
don't
If
keep saying it.
if I was actually drinking tonight, those two words would definitely get me messed up. Talking about music.
Yeah, see,
Especially on the topic.
yeah.
Definitely on the topic.
All right. Well,
All
he
right,
put
so
the
let's
words
put
up,
the action cam disengage.
so
there
we
you
will
go.
talk about all the live music
There you go. We're getting started.
that we
Let's
listen to.
go. Let's go,
Mm-hmm.
everybody. See, 2 sips and you're good. All
Yeah.
right. Cool. So I let's just start real casually. All right. Let's just hold on. My mic's all angled wrong. Let's start real casually.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about a little bit of Let's talk about like concerts you've been to. Let's just start there. Let's keep it real simple. Just like
Okay.
Clint, what are some of your favorite concerts you ever been
Or what's
to?
the first concert that you've been to
Okay, that's a good question.
Gosh, the first one.
that you could remember if you can't remember the exact
Yeah,
first
I was just a little kid because my dad took me there. Where I grew up in Northeast Wisconsin, every 4th of July week they would have a big festival and bring in basically old washed up acts,
one.
bands from like the 60s and 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But still, for our little town, that was pretty awesome. The first one that
Nice.
I remember was BJ Thomas, but I don't know for sure that that was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But
off the
close
top of
enough.
my head,
Okay.
well,
Nice.
BJ Thomas. Raindrops keep falling on my head. That guy.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay. I was
What's up?
about to ask you what kind of music did he do, but then now I know. Okay.
Hooked on a Feeling too.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a great song.
That's
So that's BJ
nice.
Thomas right there. Apparently, through the years, like we got different age periods of
Yeah.
BJ Thomas back there.
He looks exactly the same, but just like older.
Little factoid for you: BJ Thomas only has one lung.
No
He was told he would
shit.
never. He was told he would never sing again, but he continued to sing.
That's
and he did it
incredible.
well.
Wow, I did not know that. Look
Wow.
at Clint dropping some facts for me here.
See,
I
they-
love random facts. I'm gonna
Now
tell
you
you.
know something about this guy you didn't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, we
Yeah,
knew.
technically we knew him, but we
his
didn't know
music,
him.
yeah.
Yeah. But I
Fair
was gonna
enough.
tell you one, and you said the M word.
did
Oh
I?
shit!
Whoops.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry
Who
guys.
did?
Okay.
I did.
You
It's
did?
my
You did.
fault. Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
fault.
But I will let you guys know up front that I'm terrible with like
Yeah.
names and names
It's
of
so true.
artists
Yeah.
and song names. I
Uh-huh.
cannot for the life of me remember anything. I can't match them together. I mean, if you play the song for me, I'll know. There are certain songs maybe I might know the name to, but I just am real terrible with it. Like real terrible. But
Real terrible.
Fairly common though. I don't think that's all that unusual. I think there's a lot of people if it's not something I'm totally into, I'm pretty much the same way.
yeah. But I mean, even the stuff that I'm into, sometimes the
Oh.
artists or the songs that I'm into, I don't know why. I just can't
Mhm.
really remember it.
She
all the
can't
time.
remember.
I'll remember the artist, but then sometimes I won't remember the names of the songs.
Yeah.
So songs, I'm definitely that way with the songs. I think REM might be the only band that I know all the song names
Oh.
when I hear a song. That's my favorite band. But Live, Our Lady Peace, some of my other favorites, I couldn't name you all their songs.
See?
I know I like this song. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Yeah. So that's why I always feel like when people ask me if I wear an artist shirt or something and they're like, "Oh, name 3 songs." I'm like, "Well, I don't know because I don't know the fucking names, but I might be able to sing it for you terribly, but I'll never
Sing
put
it back to
myself through that because it's embarrassing." But anyways.
Have you heard of the podcast? Are you talking REM re me?
What?
I have not.
What is that?
It's what's it called? Oh shit! Hold on, wait, guys. Sorry.
Oh, AD
What?
said we said the L
Oh.
word.
AD also
Uh-oh.
said that's how I am too, like Mochi.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get me drunk. Take advantage of
Hey, isn't that what we all do? Wink.
Earwolf. If you don't know, there's a bunch of podcasts on that network, but Comedy Bang Bang's their biggest one. But it's Adam Scott of Parks and Recreation fame and Scott Ackerman of Comedy Bang Bang, doing a comedy podcast that just talks about all the REM albums. And you, as an REM fan, REM mega fan, you probably should listen to it because you'd probably
Yeah.
get all the jokes.
So I don't do podcasts all that often just because I don't have the opportunity to just sit down and listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
There's probably tons of podcasts out there that I would love, not only on REM but just all of my favorite subjects.
Right, yeah. I mean, for me, I have an earbud in at all times at work, so I could, just listen to music, listen to podcasts
Wish I could
all
do that.
fucking day.
I know. I can't do that either, so I'm in the same boat with you.
I
I
feel
can't
like
even have my phone where I work.
bummer. That's
Oh,
like Mochi
yeah.
kind of too.
Well, no, I have to have my phone just because like sometimes I have to contact doctors and stuff, but then I can't like be on it,
What?
because I still have patients.
You gotta use that Tiger text, bro. What's up? What's up, my nurses?
Yeah,
Tiger text,
we have
baby.
Tiger text because
Oh,
it's like
According to AD in
private
chat,
and-
Clint said live, and I said it now just to fucking make sure we have another sip. Just one more.
That's not fair because one of my favorite bands' name is Live.
Oh shit! See, this is why.
And I'm feeling. No, it's not live, but fuck, I said it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
Damn you.
I'll take my 3 sips.
Okay.
Welcome to Odd Valley,
Yes.
Clint. We're doing it. This is the show. Anyway, check out that podcast. You might like it. I don't know. Maybe you'll remember this. Maybe not.
Yeah, I definitely need to look at that for sure.
Mochi.
I just never think of it because I'm not a podcast guy.
Yeah,
But
it's
I'll
okay. I
most
wasn't.
definitely look
I'm
into
not
that.
like besides our podcast and maybe like another friend's podcast. I don't really listen to podcasts either because I know this is gonna be terrible to say. This is gonna be terrible to say, and I'm sorry, but I tend to get bored if it's just like I don't see the people talking. Like, see right here, this works, but like if I can't see them, it like gets a little boring. So then I'm just like,
Someone in chat is trying to get me to say one of the words, and it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But nice try. What's up, AM Giel 86?
yes,
You're
what's up?
apparently you were born the year I was born. Mochi.
Nudge, nudge.
Mochi, what was your first concert?
Okay, my very first concert was Bush.
Ooh, Bush.
I went to watch Bush because
Pull up some Bush pictures.
and I'm not a Bush fan.
Oh, they're British?
I just
Oh, yeah.
went to the concert because the boy I liked liked
here we
Bush.
go.
So I
Uh-huh.
went with him and his brother, and my mom dropped us off. And it was at the Great Western Forum in LA because I'm originally from California. And then some.
That's some big Bush right there. Let me
And then
extract
I
the
did
Bush now.
back in the
There you go.
day. Gavin Rosdale was pretty good looking,
Some
so I
massive Bush.
said it's cool. I could go and watch this hot guy play the guitar or whatever
Uh-huh.
and sing. I did not know any of the songs, but I did pretend to. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I had to because
What do you think
the
of Bush
guy
now?
I liked them.
Looking, how hard are
I
they
mean,
looking?
they're not that bad looking for like older gentlemen. Except for the second guy. He looks like a vampire. He looks like a vampire. That's about it.
Is that a Bush pyre?
Yeah, and then their opening band was like a lady band, Veruca Salt or something.
Oh shit, Veruca Salt.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah.
It's
So
a classic band right there.
So yes, that was my first concert. It was fun. It was still fun, because it was live music. So
Fuck you.
Yep.
I think she did that on purpose.
She did. We do that. We do.
But yeah,
Let
that
us-
was it.
If you're watching live, let us know in the chat what was your first concert.
Yeah.
We'll check
Well,
that out.
Jacob, what was your first concert?
All right, let me just let me put away this screen. So my first concert was actually it's a complete left field thing. Like you would never guess ever. Actually was my
Enya.
mom. What'd you say?
Enya.
No. But I mean, come on. Wouldn't going to Enya be pretty legendary?
Enya would have
Pretty
been.
awesome.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
I would expect like trippy visuals. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be pretty wild. Yeah.
Like
It'd be relaxing. The
Yeah.
most relaxing concert ever.
you'd just be
Yeah.
like the whole time. The whole time you're like, Enya me baby. No, my mom sent me. God damn, you guys are trying to make us say the word again in chat. My mom took me to my first concert ever, and like a quick little background. She someone said the Wiggles in chat.
I mean, the Wiggles is pretty cool.
What's up, Eli Cash? I see Eli Cash in chat. no, anyway, my mom was like really into the like there's a jazz station here that like smooth jazz, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And there was these two people on there that were playing like flamenco guitar, and then she just had there was a concert, and she's like, let's just go. And so it's these guys. Their name is Struns and Farah, and they're completely badass flamenco guitarists.
Okay.
And
Anybody who can play like straight up classical guitar is okay in my book.
absolutely,
Wow.
yeah. Like there wasn't one pick in sight. Like it was
Okay,
all
is that
fingers.
real? AD said
Yeah, look at-
hers is yin yang twins. Is that
Look,
real?
look at his thumbnail. Look at that dude's thumbnail. That's what he's picking with.
I mean, look at that.
I
Let's zoom in
mean-
on it. Look at that fucking thumbnail, dude.
Also
Woo.
where he spoke from.
Yeah. He doesn't need a pick. I'm learning how to play the guitar, so that's interesting to me that he has a long thumbnail and that's what he uses to pick.
Hell, I didn't even know that about AD.
That's his picking hand, Mochi. That's
Yeah, I
not
know.
his fretting hand.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know what I mean?
His
Different.
picking hand.
But anyway, it was an incredible experience. They had a full band. Like there was a dude on bongos. There was like a violinist in there. There was, I think, a stand-up bassist, and I think he played the regular, electric bass and everything. And it was incredible, man. And ever since that time, like I've been a fan of these dudes. So check out Struns and Farah. They're fucking amazing. Love it. They got like a
Cool.
bunch of albums. But definitely wasn't like Incubus, who I've seen like fucking 4 times.
Yeah, there's
After-
a couple
way after that.
bands that we've seen like a bunch of times. But
Bunch of times.
but
Do we have
okay,
any-
so for in chat, Real Big Fish, Eli
yeah,
Cash
we
had
got-
Real Big Fish.
Real Big Fish.
What song does Real Big Fish do? I feel like I know Real Big Fish.
They do a bunch of songs, but like, didn't they do the cover to that 80s song in Basketball?
We're about
It's the one that goes.
Yeah, but we need to know what a Real Big Fish song is like.
Want me to look it up?
Their
Want me
own,
to look it up?
yeah, and then sing it because I'm not gonna know if you say the name.
Rockin' away.
This is gonna be like our own live.
They did an Aha
concert.
cover. Sweet.
Yeah, they did, dude, and it's sick. Look up the Basketball soundtrack. And actually, in Basketball, there's a scene where they're playing basketball and
Oh,
there's a
Take
band.
on Me, he said.
Thank you, Take on Me.
That's one of my favorite '80s songs.
Oh, me
That
too,
is
man.
a really good 80s
Fucking
song.
love it. Sell Out.
Sell Out. That's the one I was trying to think of.
Sell Out. Yeah.
Too
can't
bad
remember
we
it.
can't play it.
We could, but I'd have to edit it out. So
No, it's okay. We'll like
you guys
remember it.
you're gonna have to force me to go in Adobe Premiere later, or are we gonna just
No, we'll just.
we're just
move
gonna
on.
go.
Yeah, we'll just go.
watch Basketball? If you've never fucking seen Basketball, you have to watch Basketball. End of story.
And
But
then
Real Big Fish is dope.
I did love the Yin Yang
Cool.
twins. So
Oh, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
That's
Which one was
Love
the Yin Yang's twins? Did they do the Whisper in Your Ear song?
I
Whisper in Your Ear.
I think that's them.
Isn't that how it goes? Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
I think that's them. Is that them? AD would know. 'Cause she went to the concert.
AD.
So I couldn't tell you anything about the Yin Yang
So-
twins.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about no Yin Yang twins, but you could tell me
I've
all
heard
about.
the name. That's about it.
You could tell me all about Live though.
I could, but we have to drink first.
The best song is Live Music. That's for you guys. That's the only time I'm reading the chat to force us to sip. Okay, fuck you guys.
Yeah. See, AD
I
said
also
yeah.
love you guys. See,
It is the whispers.
let me whisper in the ear.
Yeah. You know, it's a
That's
really
not-
dirty song if you really.
Yeah, it's all
listen to
about
it.
like
Yeah.
getting real fucking
Yeah.
nasty. Listen to that song later.
Yeah,
Clint.
listen to that song later.
Listen to that song later, man. Trust
Sounds like
me.
some mood music.
Yeah, whisper. You know what I mean?
I
Gotta
mean,
get,
yeah.
gotta get wispy.
It's like
Gotta get wispy. What the fuck? Does
I
that
don't know
even
if
mean?
it's like a
I need-
sensual
Mochi.
song, but it's like you
Please
know,
beer me. Please beer me.
definitely a sex song.
Please beer me. Whisper in your ear. I need a beer. Please give me a beer.
Okay, let's not do that.
All right. It's time to go to the next section of the podcast where we talk
Trans-
about what?
Transition.
Yes, transition.
Beedaloo, beedaloo, beedaloo. Here, look, I'm going to make us all disappear. Beedaloo, beedaloo, beedaloo. Boodaloo, boodaloo, boo. Isn't that cool? Dude, I love OBS's transition stuff. It's really
Oh,
cool.
get low. Yeah. Okay.
Getting low.
Everybody
Getting
knows
low,
that one.
Getting low. You telling me
Yin
that's
Yang
the...
twins?
I didn't know
know that song.
We all
Yeah.
know that
There
fucking...
you go.
Perfect.
Oh, everybody in the club getting crispy. See,
Crispy?
Personally, I like to get
No.
crunk.
it's not.
I mean,
crunk.
that's what we're
Bring
doing
crunk
right
back.
now over
We're
here
doing
in
it.
OV Studios. All right, so now we're gonna go straight into, we're gonna talk about Clint, man. Who is Clint? What is Clint? And where is Clint? You know what I mean?
Sure.
I know. Way to like just.
I'm gonna
Make
put
it
you on the
weird.
spot.
Yeah,
One at a
like-
time, my brain gets a little confused.
I just try. Those are the only W questions that I could think of on the spot there. No, but no. Let's talk about just a little bit. Why don't you give us a little bit about, like, you know, you said you started in a band in high school. Like, you know, go ahead, tell us what that was like. I'll tell you about my experience when I was a teenager. I know we've had this kind of discussion before.
Well,
but-
what instrument do you play in your band? Or
Yeah,
do
give
you
us
play
your
an
background. Give
instrument?
us your
Yeah.
background. Let's start from high school.
Back then, I very poorly played guitar.
Okay, it's okay.
I was just learning how to play guitar. I didn't even sing back then. Eventually, singing became more my thing, but back then I was a guitarist, and I'd throw in some vocals when I could because I was like, oh, maybe I can sing, and then I'd sing and hear myself sing and think, man, that sounds like ass. I probably shouldn't do that anymore. But I liked singing too much, so I eventually worked on that. But that's a different story. Back in high school, I was more or less just playing guitar.
What was your first guitar? Do you remember?
Yes, I do. It was a Series 10.
Series
And
10?
you might be asking, what the hell is a Series 10? And my answer to that is, I don't know.
He's gonna look it up
Guess
and
who's
just put a
guitar?
picture.
I got a Google machine over here that
Yeah.
we're streaming
I
on
bought
right
it because it looked cool and it was cheap because my mom was buying me the stuff and
Yeah.
we weren't exactly the wealthiest family in the world.
Yeah.
So it was $150 guitar.
now. Mm-hmm.
And I think I got a $150 amp. I bought a little crate, 30-watt amp. And that's what I
Nice.
started with.
So was it a Stratocaster technically?
It looks like one. I'm
Right.
not even sure what the parent company is, to be honest. It literally just said Series 10.
So this is what we got when I look up Series 10. It's those first two guitars there. So you got that Sunburst one
Bentley.
on the left.
Yeah, so that's the one on the right. The blue one was it was close to that. Mine was like black,
Mhm.
but the blue inlay in it kind of looked almost like lightning. It was a neat looking
Ooh.
guitar. I don't know if it sounded
Nice.
good or not because I didn't know it was good back then.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic, but if I heard it today, I might be like, dude, that was the worst guitar ever. Back then, it was great.
Nice.
That's really, really interesting.
I'll show you my first guitar ever because I still have it.
He
I'll pull it
does
out.
still have it.
My Series 10 got broken.
No, yeah, I'm gonna have to abort that, man, because I packed it up and it's in the closet and I'm not digging that thing out. But
Oh, the acoustic guitar that we
it's
have.
it's my acoustic guitar. It's
Wow.
a Yasmin Takamine. So let me Google that.
Hey, Takamini's good guitar.
Yeah, no, it's a great
Yeah.
guitar, and that's why I've still had it like all these years. Although I've dropped it 100 times, and
Yeah.
it's like.
But
dinged
that's
up.
that's the guitar that your mom bought you, right?
Yeah,
it's like
so-
a cool story. His mom was telling me the story about how Jacob wanted to play guitar. He's like, I want to play the electric guitar, and she's like, no, you have to learn how on an acoustic guitar first, and then she bought him this guitar.
music.
So
Let's have a sip. Let's have a sip for that.
Should have said, hey, acoustic guitars can be really loud too.
Truth be told. No, but my mom's whole thing was like, okay, look, you want to learn guitar. Are you serious about this? And I was like, yes, I want to learn guitar. And she said, okay, you cannot have an electric guitar first. You have to have an acoustic guitar because it'll make you have strong fingers. And then if you learn acoustic guitar first, then you could play any guitar. Right?
You know, I should go back a little bit. You did ask me what my first guitar was, and I said it was that electric. I forgot about one.
And it was an
Oh.
acoustic.
It was, but it's a funny story. So my uncle worked at the local dump.
Okay.
And he got this acoustic guitar out of the dump, and it didn't have a brand, and it was undersized too. It wasn't even a full size acoustic, but it wasn't like a ukulele either. It was somewhere in between. But he actually gave it to my cousin first, and my cousin did whatever he did with it. He started playing with it, whatever, because he didn't play guitar either. So I think he kind of learned how to play guitar with this.
Mhm.
He eventually got himself an electric guitar and then said, here, take this shitty acoustic guitar and learn how to play on that. And then we can jam, because I spent a lot of time with my cousin when I was a kid. So I can
Nice.
credit him for me being a musician.
Just like Mochi.
But this guitar, okay, it was such a bad guitar. The only thing it was good for was literally learning the chords. Like I could learn the chords on it, but the strings were so far off of the fretboard, it couldn't be tuned. No matter how good you tune, it was so out
Right.
of tune that it couldn't be tuned. But the
Jesus.
plus side to that is when I finally did get my electric guitar, I had the most massive calluses on my fingers ever. Like they were invincible.
Wow.
I'd stick needles in them and be like, that's
Yeah.
cool. I got a
Is
needle in
that
my
what's
finger.
gonna happen to me?
Probably not, because all right. So Mochi got a guitar, which she can show off
I'm
on the
learning
stream.
how to play the guitar.
She got a cool like Les Paul style fuck, what is it? Epiphone, which is it's really pretty. It's got like a kind of a sunburst look, but it's more of like
But
that
it's
red
not
with the yellow.
Like it's
But
not
it-
expensive by any means because when we
No,
went
I
to
mean,
go
it's-
get it,
It's not cheap.
when
It's
we went
just-
to go get it, I said, I'm just
Ones are decent, huh?
learning. Yeah, I said, I'm
Yeah.
just learning. It's my first guitar because the guitar that Jacob had, he was like showing me how to play it like his new guitar. I mean, his first guitar, that acoustic one that's in the closet right now.
Mhm.
He was teaching me how to play on that, but I felt like it was like so massive. Like I couldn't see over the thing, even though I was like
right.
I was just like,
She was like,
yeah, how am I supposed to learn? I can't even fucking see.
so she's like tilting it too much. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
and
okay,
then-
you wanna sit upright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's just getting mad at me.
And then I'm sitting as upright
can't even
as
see.
yeah, I'm sitting
can't
as
even see over
upright as I could, and I still can't see over this damn guitar. So then Jacob's all like, "Oh, why don't you try my electric guitar? See if that works." And then of
Right.
course it's like skinnier. So then I could see and I could play like just whatever I'm playing just like fine. So then we went to Guitar Center and we got an electric guitar.
yeah, and it's nice. It's a
it's
really nice
nice.
guitar.
Because I don't want to have
met-
to like get like this would be we told the guy we want something that will play like for a long time. Like
Right,
I could
right.
even play it until like I don't know.
It's a great electric guitar, trust me, and I'm sure Clint knows that. Like,
Yeah, no,
you know,
phones are solid guitars.
yeah, it's a solid Epiphone. On the lower end of the nicer stuff. You know what I mean? It's not like okay. My first electric guitar was fuck, what is it? Well, it was a Squier. What is that brand? Fender. Thank
Fender
you.
Squier.
Jesus hell. It was a Fender Squier, and I think I don't know where my mom bought it, but like it's a Squier. It's just a whatever. Like it probably didn't even cost her more than $100 to buy. Which is like it's decent to learn on for like. And I was like fucking 14 when I got that. I mean, when my mom got me my acoustic, I was like even younger than that, like 12, 13, something like that. So I got the Squier and it sounded all right, but it wasn't great. And then something happened to it. I think it might have been stolen or something. And then because all my shit was stolen back in the day, we don't got to talk about that. That's for another
No,
episode.
That's another thing.
But something happened. I lost my Squier, and then they got me a Yamaha from straight up like from Costco, like in one of those shitty Costco boxes. And so then I just had like cheap guitars. And when I tried to be in bands in high school, I had this Yamaha, and it just didn't sound great, and it didn't work out great.
So no one wanted you in the
You know what I
band.
mean? It just
That's
didn't work
sad.
out for me. The
I could
whole
totally
band
make
thing.
a movie of that.
What's that?
Should have been like, hey, Kurt Cobain wanted the worst sounding guitar possible, so
I didn't know shit about Kurt Cobain back then. I didn't really have the fucking know-how or like anyone to show me the ropes of music. You know what I mean?
All
hear you,
right.
dude.
Well, okay. Go ahead, Clint, because we got out of track. Like, what your history
just
was?
say
You
music.
played. You were a teen. You played guitar as a teenager.
yeah. Play guitar. My first band wasn't even okay. So I lived in the middle of BFE, right? I lived in nothing but trees and lakes around, so it wasn't like there was a hopping rock scene or anything.
Uh-huh.
In
Right.
fact, there was no scene. There was one band around that was like a cover band called Days Review, and they were like the only band anyone within like a 60-mile radius knew. So gigging wasn't even a thing. It was just a bunch of high school kids getting together in our garage and jamming on stupid shit. So we didn't
Nice.
even have a drummer. My friend Johnny had a nice I don't know if it was a Yamaha or a Korg, one of those big keyboards that had all the cool sound effects in it.
Uh-huh.
He had really fancy equipment, right?
Mhm.
So we could program in some really stupid basic drum beats into it,
There you go.
and then play horribly on top of it. And and that was my first band. And the band's name was Morin's Moose.
Morin's Moose.
It was Moeran apostrophe S, more as a name, as some dude's name. And it wasn't because so much that we liked the name Morin's Moose.
Mhm.
It was a chapter in a book that the bassist had, and he liked the font of that chapter. So we're like, yeah,
I
cool. We're kids. That sounds like an awesome name, right? Morin's Moose.
Nice.
So that was yeah, close enough.
He's like, that is not what he said at all. But I mean,
He
See.
close.
You spelt it, but then I
M-O-R-A-E-N, but
wasn't. I
Either
wasn't
way,
ready
it
for
doesn't matter.
I wasn't ready for it.
That's what it was. Morin's Moose eventually
Mm.
evolved into what was called Vibrate Dog, where we basically
Ooh.
we added in my cousin as a guitarist, and the Vibrate Dog name came from the bassist. Him and his brother would play the game. It was basically the don't touch the floor game. You know, the floor is lava.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
But they would do that with their dog. Their dog would chase them around the house, and they couldn't touch the floor or the dog. And if they touched the dog, they'd go into little convulsions on the floor, and they
Oh.
called it Vibrate Dog.
Huh.
So wouldn't
So
it be more like Taser Dog?
What?
But I don't think the kids knew what tasers were.
I know. I mean, that would have been a cool name too. But I
mean, just in retrospect. Am Giel says, there was a punk band from our school called BHPH, which stood for Butthole Pubic Hair.
what?
There's Butthole Surfers. Not
There
too
is
far
Butthole
off.
Surfers. That Butthole Surfers is a good
Okay.
band too.
Wait, what did Butthole
Absolutely there.
Surfers do? What song did they?
I don't know
Who,
the name.
Butthole Surfers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Butthole Surfers.
Yeah, Pepper was their big one. Actually, their only real radio song was Pepper. And it's
Mm.
I don't mind the sun sometimes, the image as
yeah.
it shows.
Oh yeah.
You on my
Okay.
lips and smell you in my clothes.
Okay, no joke. Before
Oh.
Mochi says anything else, I bet she thought it was Beck.
Fine.
That sang that song?
Yeah, because she thinks every band
No,
that
I
sounds
don't
kind of
think-
like that is Beck. Like, she thinks Cake is Beck.
Fine, but Cake does sound like Beck. Are you
No,
gonna try to tell me
no,
that that's
no.
a lie?
I'll give her that.
No,
Cake's
it's
got a little-
because everybody
See?
thinks that Cake's songs are Beck, but like Beck only had one real single.
Yeah, I know.
Loser.
Yeah, just
He also
Loser.
he had the devil's haircut.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, but I'm just saying, like, you got to give me
don't
Cake
know
and
about
Beck
that.
because that was like.
But I'm
everyone
saying like
confused now.
that band, that song too by Butthole Surfers, you probably thought that was Beck too.
If you played it for me and then it did kind of sound like Beck, I probably would have thought it was Beck. I mean,
So-
I'm not gonna lie.
Butthole Surfers has a song off of the CD before that one called the CD's. Butthole Surfers are awesome. The CD's name was Independent Worm Saloon,
Huh.
and they have a song called The Wooden Song that y'all need to look up. Just
The
just
Wooden
Dude,
control
you
that.
gotta
song?
write that down so we could.
The Wooden Song.
All right, I'm
The
gonna
Wooden Song.
I'm gonna put that down on a notepad right now. The Wooden
My
song.
favorite Butthole Surfer song.
Hell yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then, all right. So then, like, you know, we can fast forward a bit. I'll tell you about my little band experience. So there
Uh-oh, did we
was.
freeze up. Oh,
Oh, we frozensed?
okay,
might
For a
be
we're back.
second, we were frozen.
think
We're
we're
back
back.
now. We're
Sorry.
back now.
See, this is what the problem. I have a great laptop, but then if I do something, like try to save even a notepad, it
Mhm.
like fully disconnects from like I don't understand.
Oh,
why.
next time I'll just type it in
I
my
just
phone.
don't get it.
it's so hard.
Yeah, you do it next time.
Yes, I'll do it next time.
The New Pollution. I don't know what that is.
Is that a
don't either.
song?
Is that a
From-
band? Anyway, so Yeah, my whole thing was I tried to be in a band forever when I was in high school and shit, and like my whole thing was, okay, I actually did know how to play guitar. I wasn't like the best, right? But I knew how to play guitar, and then everybody was a drummer, quote unquote. Everybody was a bassist, quote unquote.
Mhm.
And then you'd be like, okay, let's get together and play some, mess around, let's jam, whatever. And then like, no, everybody's like, I don't have drums. I actually don't have a bass.
Those
I'd be like,
are kind of important if you're going to be a drummer or a bassist.
I don't know how I'm supposed to play any music with you if you don't have the fucking instrument. You know what I mean? So that was what happened with
But
me.
I got a sweet washboard.
I mean,
They got one of those
There you go.
mouth harps.
yeah.
The juice harp, yeah.
There you go. Those things are tight, by the way.
There.
Yeah.
Woodstock used to play a juice harp. Or no, it was Spike.
Spike?
Remember the Peanuts?
Oh,
Oh,
Spike.
yeah.
Spike?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Two
I do remember.
two turntables and a microphone. Okay, so AD says the new pollution is another Beck song. So we'll have to check that out.
We're gonna have to check that out.
I'm sure we know it. I don't know. All I know is the other one they still play
Yeah.
to this day.
So
So
the microphone thing, I like to just randomly throw in things instead of two turntables.
Mhm.
I'll say like I got 2 cobs of corn and a microphone, or 2 wiener dogs and a microphone, and just whatever comes to mind, I like to throw in there.
I
That's
got 2
hilarious. I like that.
penises and a microphone.
Yeah, whatever fits.
Does that
I
work?
mean, if that
Does that
works
work,
for
guys?
you, if you want to have 2 penises and a microphone, I mean,
Wait, so let me
Yeah.
ask you
Penis
guys.
1 is Jose,
yeah,
and penis 2 is Jose B.
yeah. See, there you go.
Wow, I thought you were gonna go Spanish with it, and then you fucking threw the curveball.
Yeah,
I
see,
did
that
not
is
see it coming.
you.
I'm not gonna read that. You keep saying the L word in chat. I'm not gonna read that.
The live version is
You
better.
fucking asshole. We need to drink anyway. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Oh yeah, no, quick side note too. In high school, later in high school, I actually did have an opportunity to be in a band, and like there was people with actual instruments and stuff, and we only practiced one time. I don't know what fell apart, but I had like lyrics that I wrote, a singer that wanted to try to sing, a drummer that could drum, a bassist with the bass, and we practiced one time here in the desert. You know, like, because in
Well,
Vegas.
how old were you? Because maybe
I remember
they were
like 15.
Okay, so
something
maybe
like
they were just like,
I just
fuck
feel
it,
like
I
I
just
don't know.
want to do the band anymore.
Here's rule number 1 about musicians.
man.
They are flaky as hell.
See,
Yeah.
I mean, you
Wait,
should
I
know
pretty
that.
It's hard to find. Not to say that there aren't musicians that aren't flaky. Obviously, there are, but that's the thing. Like, it's finding people who you can like gel with
Yeah.
is the hardest part about being in a band.
I mean,
Okay, you
that's
technically
like
said
how...
the word twice
What?
Did I?
Did
Yeah.
he?
because it's in the root of the word.
No, you
No,
cannot
it's-
count that word.
No,
He's
it's
trying to
counted.
say-
It's counted.
He is trying to say
Chat.
that
Let
musician
Let us know. Is
counts as
I
music.
don't know.
It
I
does.
feel like
It does.
musician is different than.
we're
I
at
feel
4
like
now.
Musician
If
is
anyone
different.
in the chat right now says that it counts, and then you got to hit the
No
bell 4
one's
times.
gonna say it
They're gonna
counts.
say it. They're biased,
Yeah, it's because they just want to see us get trashed. I know.
right?
Clint is
Yeah,
right,
come on.
but
I'll
see, no
finish
one's
what I
saying.
got here. I'm gonna have to make myself another drink here in a sec.
See,
Yeah, well,
but okay,
you might.
I
you might
was
have to.
gonna say because this is gonna be the legit.
And then Mochi
one.
can show off her guitar while you do that.
No, I'm not gonna do
Yeah,
that. It's all the way over there.
That's bullshit. He's gonna have to mix another drink in another room, and
It's
so you
all the way
have
over
to.
there.
You can get up and grab a thing.
See,
I'm gonna have to
AD
take a small
said no.
intermission.
All right, nope.
She said no.
We got an open chat, so fine.
She said no because
You know what? You guys are
musician is
skirting the
different.
normal rules. The normal rules are if you say part of the if the
No.
part of the word actually fits
That
in
he's
there.
making that up.
This is
Everyone
bullshit.
that's watching it for
This
the
is
first time.
bullshit, and
He's
let's
making
move on. So anyway, what were we gonna say, Clint?
I was gonna
I
tell.
feel like the word musician should have an sh in it.
See.
I don't know.
Did that just blow your mind?
I don't know.
It did.
I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore.
We're getting into the spelling section of the show now.
Yes,
Yes.
this is the vocabulary and grammar situation type thing.
I was gonna say you should know about
Uh-huh.
being flaky because that's kind of like if you're working on music.
Oh, that was a real one.
That is real, and I'm empty, so I'm gonna take this moment to go refill.
Go refill.
And I'll take my drink on the way back.
Okay, cool. You do that. I'm gonna pull out our guitars and start showing them off.
Yeah, because
Absolutely
Jacob's closer to the
guitars.
guitar.
Mochi just doesn't ever want to get up.
I don't.
That's just it.
I'm gonna be quite
Period.
honest with you. Once I'm sitting in this chair, I really don't like. Yeah, see, I really don't like to get up because I'm connected to all these things, and then like I'm drinking.
All you gotta do is this. You watch, and then you get up.
No, because I have the cooler right here.
You don't have. You could push it against the wall.
Jacob's being a dickhead about it, but it's
I'm not
okay.
being a dickhead.
But see, we see Clint's guitar back there.
Yeah, we could see one of his. Well, here we're showing off this guitar.
Oh, that's my guitar. Jacob has it.
I'm gonna turn off the filter thing here. Hold on, chroma key.
Why? They can
Just
see
so
it.
they could really see it.
Yeah, so that's my
take a look.
guitar. So
It's beautiful.
yes, it's a beautiful
At the
guitar. I
bottom,
like playing
see?
it.
Look.
I could play like a little bit, like I could play like a little tune on it. So I'm pretty
So far,
excited
so good, yeah.
because I could never play anything on a guitar before.
Talk about the strap.
Oh yeah, I picked the strap because I'm a simple kind of girl. I don't really like big, like crazy designs. I like everything like to be kind of simple. Jacob has like some crazy ass strap that's like,
Here's my guitar.
you know. See? And then show him the strap because his strap but his is a classic black, so it's really nice.
My stupid strap that's like yin yang.
Yeah, yin yang twins.
The yin yang thing. let me whisper in the ear.
But yeah, so Jacob's style is a little different than mine. So Jacob likes a lot of elaborate design. He's like very loud as far as design. I'm not. I like everything kind of simple. So simple
look,
and subtle.
That
is my
strap
thing.
was just like free. Like someone had a strap and they're like, "You want this strap?" And I was like, "I'll take the fucking strap. Why not?"
Yeah.
So I took the fucking strap.
Yeah, but
You know
Jacob
what I mean?
has like the new lesson this week was like he was trying to teach me how to do chords,
Oh.
and it's hard.
Yeah,
it's
that was really
hard,
fucking funny, by the
because
way.
you have to like bend your or curl your fingers like in a certain way. So
You got to do the bear claw.
yeah, and it's really 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 hard. But
Well, it's just because, look, I was trying to teach Mochi this. Look at your fingers, okay? See your fingers? You see how there's little lines here, right? So it's like you can actually bend your finger, right? This is hard to do. See what I'm doing right here? You can actually physically bend it. It's not like
Yeah.
a fucking, like a log that's like, rigid. You know what I mean? You can actually bend your finger. And so when you're playing a chord, you got to actually stretch your fingers over.
yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
hard.
And so, like, at first it's just awkward because, like, when you're playing guitar, you're just like, your fingers are just so stiff, you know what I mean? But you have to, like, really stretch them out. It's the same with, like, yoga. Pretend like playing guitar is like finger
absolutely.
yoga.
But that's why I'm saying it's like really hard. So I could
You know what
play
I
a
mean?
little tune where like
It's music.
I don't
yoga.
have to.
Welcome back, Clint. Clint's, I'm hearing chords are no fun, but chords are really fun.
No, they're just no
They
fun to
sound good.
learn. Like when you're just learning it, because you gotta like really.
Easy chords are fun, like just a D chord or an A chord. It's the bridge chord. It's like the full-on bridge F, G, A.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
those
trying
are
to
rough.
show me how to do. Which one was the one where I couldn't do it? Where you have to like put
You gotta learn
your
to do that with your finger.
index finger,
Like bar chords,
your
too?
pointer finger on the third.
I was showing her
fret.
the G chord, but only
Yeah,
with the
it's
root
hard.
of the fourth string, or technically the third string. You know what I mean? So she only had to play
Place
the
the
last four.
fingertips.
Yeah.
Right, but she's just like an absolute beginner, so it's all good, man. You know, it's
so,
fine.
but
Takes time.
I
I
was just
avoided
saying,
Chords
yeah,
for ages until it just kind of clicked one day. I was like, oh, that's how it works, and then it was good.
yeah, and then I'm like,
That's what I keep telling
still
Mochi.
not like I have to look at the when I'm strumming. I have to look at the thing and then do because like I'm not really good at it yet. I mess up when I'm playing. So
But see,
I have
that's
to look.
yeah.
that's the problem. Yeah, no, scales can be tough, AD, for sure. That's a whole other
yeah,
taco.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
That's the type
I don't
of
know
shit.
fuck all about scales.
That's the shit that I know. Like I'm like, I was learning like well, what's the one? Well, I know blues scales. I know that much.
I don't
You
even
know
know
what
what
I
you're talking
And
about.
then there's like the
I
minor
like two
scales.
scales.
There's like they have a lot of crazy names, and I think they're like Italian names. Italian. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, playing music ain't fucking easy. It just ain't fucking
It's
easy.
not.
It takes a lot of
It takes
practice. Yeah, it takes a lot of practice. Singing seems easy, but guess what?
It's
Fucking
hard.
takes a lot of practice
Okay.
too.
I'm gonna tell you that's the
a good point. That's
embarrassing.
a very good point. Okay, I just want to touch on
Yeah.
that a little bit.
Yeah, let's go.
Like I
man.
said, remember when I said I was in high school? I played guitar and I tried to sing,
Mhm.
but I wasn't very good. What I really wanted to do was sing. I wanted to be a singer more than I did a guitarist. I only played guitar because my cousin played and he wanted someone to jam with.
Mhm.
So I was not a good singer. I mean, to this day, I don't feel like I'm not a great singer. Like I'm not going to go on American Idol and fucking blow people away.
Mhm.
I'm a good singer. I'm a solid singer,
Mhm.
and it was all worked on. Like I wasn't naturally a good singer. If you heard some of my early stuff, you'd be like, "Whoa, dude, that sounds nothing like you now." I practiced at it because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then that's why I'm saying like that's why I know I have to practice at like if I'm gonna be like I don't want to be like a great like master guitarist, but I do want to know how to play. So I know I do have to like practice and do stuff. So I get it. It's like hard work. It's not like something that you'll just know right away.
Yeah, definitely
Um,
not.
Here's another thing too. Like when I was practicing guitar and practicing singing, I never once sat down and thought, okay, I'm going to practice. I'm practicing. It was a hobby. It was something I
Yeah, you're just
enjoyed
playing.
doing.
Yeah.
I never looked at it as practicing. And
Yeah.
I feel like if you look at it as practice, it's going to feel trudge-worthy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's gonna
it's like a
ruin the
trudge.
experience.
You look at it as practice as opposed to like, hey, this is something fun to do, as opposed to this is something I have to do if I ever want to be good.
Right.
So I always, when I was a kid, I looked at it as like, hey, this is a fun thing to do because I get to jam with my cousin. I like to
Exactly.
sing.
Yeah.
Well, it never felt like practice, but when
Yeah.
in hindsight, it absolutely was. It was
Right.
practice, practice, practice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My brain wasn't smart enough to figure that out at the time.
Right.
Well, like,
And I mean that's how I feel about it now when I do it.
yeah,
Because before I didn't really before when I didn't even know anything about it, then that was like, oh god, like I don't even know anything about it, so it's weird. But then when I
she
started,
like with no background and
yeah, when I
just
started wanting to do it,
nothing.
then like
we all got to start somewhere.
playing
That's what I
with
told her.
Jacob, like it was fun. So then like
Yeah,
even if it's just a little just that little song that I like practice with or that I do, like it's fun doing that with you.
how does the song go again?
I'm not gonna hum it. Don't even
Hum
try
it,
to make.
come
No,
on.
I'm not gonna.
I just
do
forget
it 'cause
which
you
one.
Know I can't
It's like
hum.
one of those classical
know I
songs,
can't
but
hum.
it's only like 4 measures.
You
You know what I mean?
know I can't hum. Jacob is just trying to make it weird.
I know you can hum. I know you can.
cannot.
Anyway, so I feel like that's a good segue into talking about like, okay, so like, yeah, we fucked around in high school. Yeah, we had like some bands or whatever. But like, Clint, I know that you really got into like the full band structure, and you like really dealt with the whole like, going out there, putting in your 10,000 hours. You know what I mean? So like, if you have any fun stories, now's the time. And let me just say, live music.
Well,
Let me just say that.
Since we're starting with the high school, we'll just take the next step up, huh?
That's right. Mochi, I need another beer, please.
So, like I said, in high school, we didn't play any gigs. We weren't. I think we had 0 completed songs. We never finished learning a song in high school. We got to a certain point. We're like, okay, let's do the next song, because we were stupid kids. So when I joined the Air Force, moved to Oklahoma, joined my first band there, right? Still wasn't a great band in hindsight. That first band I was in definitely was not anything to write home about, but for me it was awesome because it was the first like real band situation: guitar, bass, drums, vocals, backing vocals. We had the whole shebang. The drummer, by the way, was a 40-some-odd-year-old man who looked like Jerry Garcia. So that was my first band, and the band name was Zunk. It was a
Nice.
it was a punk
Whoa.
band
A
that I
punk
joined.
band.
I was not a part of forming that band, but anyway,
That's
getting
fucking
back
awesome.
to the very first show I ever played was at a coffee shop, a Christian coffee shop called Mocha Madness. And I was so fucking nervous, dude. I was like I was not good at being in front of people at all. I wasn't the type of person that could get up and rah give speeches or anything. I was super quiet, super shy, and there wasn't a lot of people there. Maybe 10 people were sitting there watching, drinking their coffee, right? And we played a couple songs, whatever. I don't even remember what part of the show it was, but I remember I kind of flubbed up a part, like I messed up a little bit. And in my pea brain at the time, I was like, dude, that's the end of the world. I just fucked the entire band. Everybody hates me. I literally turned around away from the crowd. I faced the drummer and just kind of crawled into my own little shell and played for a while. I may have eventually came back around, but for a long time I was like, Jesus, I just ruined it for everyone because I had this one little mess up. And years later, obviously, I figured out that messing up, as long as you don't completely fuck the entire song,
Yeah.
a little mess up here and there is one of the cool things about seeing a band live. You know, it's one of the I just said live.
Oh, you said it twice.
I did it twice. But one of the cool things about it is seeing those human things.
Moch.
Because when you listen to a CD, that's perfection.
Right.
But when you see them in concert, it's those little things that make it cool.
That's how
And
many
it took me a
takes
long
in the
time
studio.
to realize that.
Yeah.
The CD is how
Yeah.
many takes in the studio. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, seriously, it's forever. But yeah, that's a funny little story about my first show ever. I thought I ruined it, and after the show, I was like, I'm sorry. Like I was apologizing profusely. I'm sorry, guys. I screwed that up, and they're like,
What are
you screwed up?
You're cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
we didn't
you
know
didn't
it.
know
We just
that
gotta
you
play.
Give a
screwed
fuck.
up. Okay.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. I could never. I mean, I'm just too.
I've gone to a lot of
I
live
can't.
shows that were like where the people fucked up, and I was
You
like,
said the word again.
I did. I'm sorry. And like every time that I have, it's been like it's felt good from the audience point of view because you're like, see, even the guys being paid like, you know, thousands of dollars make the same fucking dumb mistake that I do. And that was like, you know, when I was really into DJing and shit, and I saw like Afrojack completely screwed up. Like I was at EDC, main stage, thousands of people in the fucking just in the standing area, right? Just shoulder to shoulder, and he tried to blame it on the fucking decks, like the CD DJs he was on, and he's like, "Oh, there's something wrong with the CD," and he's like, "Let me stop. I'm stopping the music," and he spun it back around and started over, and I was like, he fucked up. I know he fucked up. I know he fucked up because I fuck up like this.
There's
It's so funny.
When now maybe DJing is a little bit different. I've never DJed, but I learned over the years playing in bands when you fuck up to not only continue playing, obviously, but to kind of have fun with it. When you
Yeah,
fuck up
exactly.
and you end the song, or even within the song, you know, if I fuck up a verse part, I might chuckle a little bit, and then before the chorus, be like, "You guys didn't hear that," and then just continue on. And the crowd's like, what does he mean I didn't hear that? Like, because the crowd probably didn't hear it at all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You just fuck around with it. You have fun with it and just keep going. As long as you know how to keep going, and as long as everyone in the band knows how to keep going,
Yeah.
it becomes a fun thing. But if you have inexperienced people in the band who don't know how to continue under those circumstances, then it can be a real clusterfuck because now everybody's staring at the drummer, and the drummer's like, "Why are you all looking at me?
Yeah.
I'm just playing a beat." We're all trying to get back onto the beat, but we don't know where each other. Yeah, that can become a real bitch. But if you're in a decent cohesive band, everybody will kind of know what to do. Generally speaking,
Right.
the drummer will be like, "You know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna play this. You screwed up the verse, I'm gonna keep playing the verse beat.
Right.
Once
yeah.
I hear you pick up where we were, okay, now I know where I'm at. Continue."
Yeah, you're just gonna go into a loop structure, and then people will
Nice.
join back in, and it'll work
Yep.
again.
Nice.
which is
Yep.
great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what that's like, but I could understand. I mean, I could sympathize.
The first time sucks. The 1000th time.
Yeah, so for me, like, you know, I did live gigs and stuff,
Mhm.
and I would always have issues, and like, I would always have some kind of issue, like the laptop wasn't working, or the gear wasn't working, or I forgot a fucking cable, or something's wrong, and like,
It never fails.
there's something always goes wrong, and the problem, like, from my point of view, at least in the DJ world, is that it's cutthroat, it's fucked.
Yeah.
Like people
It's
aren't
music in general that way.
people.
Like no one
oh,
will
you said
share
the word.
stuff with you.
You said the M word. No. Well, here's the thing. Like, maybe they will, but like, they're gonna make you feel like a complete failure leading up to it. You know, even if you're a complete beginner, they expect you to know your shit, and if you don't, then like everyone is fucking rude. At least in the DJ world, that's how it is. They just treat you like shit. They're like, "What do you mean you don't have the cable? Well, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck?"
Maybe they're
And,
douches.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like,
Probably douches.
Yeah,
I mean,
see?
especially in the
Probably
DJ world, and like this is like in the 2012, you know, to 2015
when it was
time
popular.
zone. You know what I mean? Like when it was all, even in the underground scene, people thought they were fucking, you know, like Skrillex or you know, like whoever the fuck. They all thought they were badasses. They, you know what I mean? And it was very uninviting and tough. And things would always go wrong, man. And people would just be so fucking rude.
But don't you have
But
to have thick skin
whatever
to just
counts-
do? You have
Sorry,
to-
I was gonna say I can count on probably one hand. I've played hundreds and hundreds of shows, and I can count on one hand the number of shows that went off without a hitch.
See,
It just doesn't happen.
yeah, it
There's
just doesn't.
always something.
Well, in live band
You did that on purpose.
shows, are they douches like that if you forget stuff, or do they help you like other
It-
bands?
Hit the bell.
It depends on the band. I haven't had too many bad run-ins with bands, thankfully. Most of the time, other bands are pretty cooperative and helpful. I mean, not to say I haven't run into the jerks and assholes,
Mm-hmm.
but most of the time they've been cool,
Mm-hmm.
in my experience.
See,
Maybe that's just Oklahoma. Might be different out here.
I don't know. I feel like
No.
it's because it's a different vibe. I feel like it's a different vibe when you like
I don't know.
when it's a band, and then when it's like for
Like a
him, like
DJ.
when it's a DJ, because they're like.
well,
I feel like most
Yeah.
DJs are like are assholes.
Well, you kind of have
possible.
to have, and don't take this the wrong way, Jacob. I'm not pointing this at you because
No,
obviously
no,
you're
no.
a pretty cool dude. But
Thanks.
I feel like you have to have a monumental ego to just go up there by yourself and do that. And I feel like that's kind of where it comes in. We're like, hey, this is my show. I'm the fucking man.
Yeah.
I can totally see that being the difference.
I can't
Where
say that I.
most bands will at least have like one dude who's like cool. You know, maybe the other three guys are dickheads, but there's like one guy who's really nice.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna help you out.
I can't say as a DJ that I don't have an ego.
He does.
I feel like
For sure.
Entertainers in general should
That's for
have some
sure.
sort of an ego.
You know what I mean? Like, of course. Like,
But I think that's like it's like when you're when you're like on the show, you're like gonna play. You have to like turn on. But then like when
Right.
you're regular, like you're just regular.
well, I
Yep.
mean,
There's definitely a switch that I flip when I go on stage.
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm not this guy that you're talking to right now when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
Right, which is it's absolutely true with you know performing in front of people like cuz you know, I mean you can't just be like a weirdo up there, you know, unless that's your gimmick, I guess, cuz even then it's still you have the ego even playing the weirdo, you know what I mean? Like look at Porter Robinson. You know that guy has an ego even if he acts like he doesn't.
Yeah, you definitely have to be fully okay in that skin.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like so I think that's a good way to let's transition into the good vibes. Like what are some of the best stories you got going up there and feeling good? You know what I mean?
Probably the best story I have is like my favorite show that I've ever played is when I lived in Pennsylvania. played at a venue called the Village in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and that place was the biggest bar in Lancaster. And Lancaster is a town of maybe, if I were to guess, 75,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up. Might be more, might be a little less. I don't remember. But there's two venues in Lancaster that are like, there you go. That's it. That's the
There you
Village
go.
right
Oh, nice.
there. There's another place called the Chameleon, but they're two different vibes, and I'll get to the Chameleon in a bit.
Okay.
But the Village was generally geared towards cover bands, or just the most popular bands in the area. When they played the Village, that place was hopping. You know, it was just really cool. If a lesser band was playing, it was more or less like any other venue. But they had a really good stage, really good lighting, really good sound.
Nice.
When my favorite show I played there, the band I was in called Drop of Gray at the time.
Ooh.
We weren't one of the super popular bands in the area yet. We're kind of on the rise. And we played a show with one of the popular bands. We got on their bill. And so the crowd was already feeling good because they were playing that night. And we were in a cover band. We played a couple of cover songs, but we were mostly an original heavy rock band. Think like Breaking Benjamin style music.
Okay. Yeah.
And we got up there and played our show.
Oh.
And it was just like people were just fucking hopping. They were like the dance floor was packed. The people were at the stage loving the show. And it was just one of those shows where, going back to the fuck ups, I fuck up plenty that night. The crowd they didn't care. They were there. They were in it. They were loving it. They were loving the show. And our band, Drop of Gray, that was the best band I was in my music career. Not only musically, but like stage presence wise. We had a really good show. We had a good thing going. And so that show was probably my favorite show, just because I felt it made us feel like one of the popular bands in the area, which we weren't yet. You know.
Yeah. That's awesome.
The other venue in that area, Lancaster, was the Chameleon Club. And the Chameleon Club, any famous band you've ever heard has probably played the Chameleon Club.
Oh, no shit.
So getting in there was a tough sell. You know, you had to be a decent band or you just weren't going to play there. So the first time I played there was another great experience.
Oh, nice.
The downside is you had to sell tickets, and they put you on a bill with like 5 other bands. And we were one of the first bands on, so it wasn't like packed. But there was a lot of people there. There was a balcony, and there was enough to be like, holy shit, we're playing the Chameleon.
Yeah.
And a little story about the Chameleon. There it is right there.
Boom.
You guys ready to drink? The
let's
band
go.
Live. They filmed one of their videos on that stage.
Oh,
and
no
they're
shit.
like my second favorite all-time band. So I got to essentially, like, I stood on that stage and was like, dude, Ed Kowalczyk stood right here.
Yeah.
You know, lead singer. Like I'm where they were. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So
That's
that was like
incredible.
my mecca, you know. So yeah, that was pretty
cool.
special.
Is this also the Chameleon right here?
That doesn't look like. Oh, it is.
That's the other
It
side
was,
of it.
so it was a 2-story. Actually, I think it's a 3-story building.
Cool.
The first floor had like the Lizard Lounge. It was like it was just a lounge. You just go down there and have some drink, maybe smoke a cigar or something.
Yeah.
Second floor is where the concert venue was, and there was also a bar up there.
Nice.
And then the third floor essentially was like the balcony that ran around it, and there was a patio out back.
Nice.
Look at this
And then they
picture.
had like an actual backstage. You know, there's not a lot of venues have like a no shit backstage area. You're always saying, let's go backstage, and you end up meeting out back of the building.
Yeah.
This place had like the no shit backstage area.
Wow.
And everyone always thinks the backstage is like the like where the rock stars go, and it's like cool and shit.
Right.
Dude, the backstage area in every venue I've ever been in that has a backstage area is shit. They always have like a shitty couch.
Garbage.
There's shit written on the walls. There's like a refrigerator from 1976 sitting back there.
Yeah.
It's like some fucking dive
That's
bar
crazy.
shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to play on that stage, and it's
So you're telling me
that was a good experience.
you got to play on the same stage as POD? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
POD. I'm telling you, dude. Creed. Name a band. Name a band.
Scott
A
Stapp? Are you
rock
trying? You
band.
talking
What
about
does
Scott Stapp
POD
right now?
mean again?
Oh yeah.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know. What does POD mean?
Or was
Pissed
it
off,
just?
dude?
Oh.
I have no idea.
Oh, I was
Oh,
gonna
shit.
believe you because it's a P.O.D. So I was like,
Okay.
does it stand for
Christian
something?
band, so it's
I don't
probably
know.
something God related.
All right.
Oh, it's a Christian band.
I didn't know
Yep.
POD
I didn't know
was
that.
God.
That was a Christian band.
Yep.
Okay.
POD is Christian.
Weren't they the
Dude, I'm not Christian, but there's a lot of good Christian bands. Red,
Lamb of God?
they're good. Lamb of God.
That's metal.
Interesting.
That's metal.
What's the one with the female singer?
Are you guys talking
Evanescence
about-
started as a Christian
Oh,
band.
Evanescence was
Evanescence,
was
I
a
did
God
like.
band.
I did
Yeah,
like
there's
them.
actually a lot of good Christian bands.
All right, you guys talk
Huh,
amongst yourselves while I pee. I'll
interesting.
be right back.
I had my friend was in a band that when I was in high school. So when I was in high school, I had, the boy that I watched Bush with. He had a band, so of course, we all supported him. Him and like a bunch of our other friends. They were called the District or something. And so we were out here. I mean, not or something. They were called the District.
I kind of like the District or something. That's pretty cool. Name.
Right? See, they should have took my advice, but they did not. I'm just kidding. No, I didn't say that. But we were in California, so it was the same. Like they would play. They were kind of up and coming, right? Like they would get a lot of bills, and they did bring a lot of people because we were. It was just straight out of high school, so he was seen. It was like 18 years old or whatever. So then everybody, all our friends from high school and college would all go watch them. So it was like a big crowd. So they'd always play like venues, like big venues. And I remember them being like really excited because they played at CBGB.
CBGBs, yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
and
Anytime you get to play a big venue like that, it's exciting.
yeah,
I don't care who you are.
yeah, and then I was just like, to be honest, when they said they were playing there, I was like, how the fuck are you playing there? But okay. So we'd go, and then it was fun. We would all go, and I mean, I cannot tell you what their experience was because I was never like backstage or whatever with them, but us as like the fans watching was pretty fun,
What I can tell you about backstage. Now, maybe if you're a famous band, it's probably a little different. You probably get all the
like the
groupies
groupies.
not going on back there, yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're essentially a nobody backstage, it's kind of boring. Yeah, you're all just sitting around a table or sitting on the couch, like, all right, we're here.
Yeah.
All,
Yeah.
all of our friends are sitting out front.
Yeah, right?
Let's go talk with them. This
yeah,
is
so they
boring.
would go, yeah. I guess, yeah, that's true. So, I mean, I don't know. It was like, and that's when I first, because I was not, when we watch Bush, we were not down on the floor.
Yo,
so,
did I hear about CBGB?
yeah.
Someone played at
wasn't me, though.
CBGB. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was our friend's band, but, Not
we the youth of the nation.
yeah, and the Whiskey
I'm sorry.
Room in
That's
LA
POD,
and stuff like
everybody.
that, but.
I'm feeling kind of
They
drunker.
also had what was that
I'm
other
kinda
POD
drunk
song?
right
Something about the first time or the last time. I'm trying to think of the lyrics, but it always used to blow my mind because they kept repeating the lyric over and over and over.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, but it's not really for the first time
it's
anymore. This
never
is like
for
the
the-
89th time you've said that in the song.
You're saying it's the last time, but you're saying it again.
You know
It's
that
not the
this
last.
picture that's right behind us is so like was that taken in the 90s?
That's
I feel
indicative.
like it was.
That's indicative.
It's probably early 2000s, if I were to guess.
Yeah, you know what? Let's make this picture go away. How about that?
Yeah. But okay, well, it was like
I'm gonna try to find a picture of the Huntridge,
the one thing
because the
that
Huntridge. Have you ever heard
scared-
of the Huntridge?
Oh, that's a
Las Vegas venue.
people,
That's
yeah.
I think it's back. I think it's back, but
because they closed it down.
they closed it down for a while, and then I'm not sure if it is, but anyway, here's a picture of the Huntridge. So this is a big I think it used to be like a stage like for like shows, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like plays and stuff or something like that.
Okay.
Pastors.
It's like a
on
really
dicks.
old. It's like a really old like.
Oh, that's
venue.
what POD means. Don't lie to me.
Pastors on dicks. I don't think
AM
that's right.
Gill 86 said pastors on dicks is what POD.
I don't know about that. Anyway,
I'm very
Huntridge
gullible,
is,
so I don't really know.
it's one of those venues.
I feel like it's wrong.
It's just an
but-
old venue in Vegas that's been around forever, and I never got to go, and then they shut it down, and then there was like a whole campaign to like donate
Yeah,
to the
because
Huntridge,
the thing is,
restore
the
the
Huntridge is
You know what I
a
mean?
historical.
It's historical.
I feel like every city's got one of those. Oklahoma
That's what I'm
City
saying.
had the Tower Theater. It was the same deal.
The Tower
same
Theater.
deal. It's like you're describing the Tower Theater, but with a different name.
See
So
what I
did
mean?
they save the Tower Theater?
They did eventually, yes.
Okay.
It took them like
okay.
I was there for 25 years or more,
Uh-huh.
and it took that long, but they eventually did restore it and turn it into
Okay.
See,
at
this
least something. It wasn't great, but it was at least something.
Yeah. Okay, but I would not.
they're trying
okay.
to turn the
So
Huntridge
look,
into this.
See, if they were gonna,
I don't know
if
if
they were
that's
gonna
right.
save the
don't think that's
Huntridge and then
happening.
they were gonna make something like this, that's bullshit. Like, don't
yeah, it's
make
not
it
a
like that.
casino.
Like,
You Goomba.
like, I'm sorry, I'm all
You
for
gabagool.
I'm.
Question.
Huh?
Were they gonna keep like an awesome stage? Because to me,
They better.
that's the thing.
They better.
Okay.
Keep the stage, make the stage awesome, and make the stage central. Make that what the focus is.
Yeah.
If you do that,
Right.
build everything around that you want. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Good point.
But if that stage
point.
is the central focus of that venue, keep that and make that.
Okay, good point.
Good
Yes.
Good point. Good
Okay,
point.
good point.
I'll give it to you.
Good point. It's because I hate when they try to like make things like all like
Well, we got
new again or something. It's just like just don't make it like
Yeah.
make it like how it was, just a little better. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
agreed.
like that.
I don't know. Call us hipsters. Anyway. What was the next thing we were going to talk about? Oh, I want to tell you about my cool experiences. And actually, I
Okay.
wanted to tell you
Yeah.
a quick story, which is really funny. So, I play guitar forever, and I wanted to get into a band forever, and I kept telling everybody, let's start a band. Hey, do you play instrument? Let's jam. Let's play. Everybody didn't want to play with me. And the problem was, usually my gear wasn't that great. You know what I mean? Like, my amps were tiny, and you couldn't hear it over drums and all that stuff, which I remembered. I think that's why that one band fell apart, which is fine. So then I was like, fine, I'm going to buy this amp, which I have here. It's my B52 half stack. It's nice. I also have this Ibanez guitar, which was like an upgrade, and it's not a bad guitar at all. So I finally bought the gear, and that's when I got into DJing, which is funny.
Well, that is fucking
Which is
depressing.
hilarious. It's hilarious because
Why the fuck?
I always I always loved EDM and stuff, right? Like, so, you guys remember this movie, Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
You remember that
Yeah.
shit? That movie came out, it changed my life, okay? The
Because
soundtrack I had on fucking cassette tape, dude. And I would listen to it all the time. And it was full of fucking electronic music, and it was incredible. And, thank you.
I preemptively drank on that one. But I'll do
And
it
you
again.
took a second drink. I'm gonna
It's
take a second
okay.
drink for you, buddy.
Yes, I will take a second drink for you because you did that.
Amazing.
Preemptive strike.
Incredible. And so, it got me into dance music and stuff like that. And so, I was always into dance music, basically. I mean, I like all sorts of music, classical, whatever, all the shit. But guitar was always my passion for music.
Mm-hmm.
But when I bought this gear, it was like, okay, that's my commitment. I'm going to be in a band. I'm putting the money down on brand new gear. None of it's used. It's all legit. Spent a lot more money than I had, essentially, that I had saved up to buy all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when, dance music was happening. This was, 2010 to 2012. You know what I mean? It was, exploding. And, I started hanging out with people. Like, my ex-girlfriend at the time was in the scene, the fucking
In the
raver
EDM
scene.
scene?
Yeah, straight up
Oh.
hanging out with ravers and stuff.
Okay.
And I already liked that stuff, and I had already dabbled. Even in high school, I dabbled with. I had this one software called Techno DJ or some shit.
It takes a
And
special person to really be into techno, at a very young age.
Yeah, and I'm that person. It was
Because it's
It was
weird.
essentially not really a DAW, dude. It was sort of like a DAW, but it was mostly just
Like a beat maker type thing.
yeah, just like a cheap beat maker thing. It was a lot of loops in there, and I'd put them together, and then it actually had it had synthesizers in there, which I started experimenting with and putting patterns together and stuff. And then I got Fruity Loops at the time, which is now FL Studio. Started fucking around with that. And then that, I already had the guitar and stuff, but then I just fell into it, man. I just, we would just have parties, and then I would just be like, oh, I have dance music, put on playlist. And then I just fell into DJing, and then fucking, I just thought that was kind of a funny story that it was like, I'm making the commitment to be in a band. And then I became a DJ immediately, where we would throw these big parties, have a whole bunch of people over, and I would just use virtual DJ, which was like the freeware version of DJ software, which was like shitty. And I didn't even have like a control surface at all, like any MIDI stuff. I would use mouse and keyboard and DJ that way. And then I started buying gear, and before you know it, I started DJing. And then I got Ableton and started really getting into it. So anyway, I just wanted to share that story. But the best thing that ever happened to me, because I started getting gigs because I had a friend that was like in the industry here, the local scene here in Vegas. And she got me a few gigs because we would throw these parties, I would DJ, and she'd be like, oh, if you ever want to play in front of people, you can. And I was like, sure. She barely ever paid me. I don't think I made more than $80.
That is terrible.
Career amount of money.
I never expect to make money when I play live shows. When I get paid at the end of a show, it's like, oh, that's right. You can get paid for this.
Right. It was just for the passion of it.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, he said one of the words, the L word.
Did I? Hooray!
So it was great, but then I was also producing my own tracks. So sure, I would try to mix in one or two here and there. But the greatest thing that ever happened to me was I was in the thick of it, and there was a remix competition. I know I told you this story, Clint. There's a remix competition for the song "Call Me Maybe."
That was a good song, though.
Remember that song?
I'm not even gonna lie.
And
but I'm a girl, and I like pop music, so.
Mm-hmm. And it was to open up for this crazy dubstep artist, which I'm progressive house artist, kind of like Deadmau5 was back in the day.
Okay.
And I mean, this was at the time. And it was to open for Ajapai, who is this crazy from Japan, straight up Japanese artist, which was sponsored locally to remix the song. So essentially I was remixing it with crappy version of the vocals, and then a friend of mine had the studio ones that he had paid for, and he just hooked it up. And so I was like, all right, I made a remix to it, submitted it, walked away, and didn't even think about it. And then people were messaging me on Facebook, and they were saying, yo, I think you might win, you're in the top 3. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I ended up winning it. And the cool thing about that is I got to actually DJ at the House of Blues.
Oh, nice.
Which was incredible.
Blues is a kick-ass venue.
Fuck yeah. And we have one here in the Mandalay Bay. So I got to actually play at the Mandalay Bay.
Nice. Okay.
And that was, and it based on my own music. And the set I played, I played half all my own stuff, which was really cool.
Nice.
And so I still have a picture of me doing that, which was really cool.
Too bad you didn't even put it in Slack so we could see it.
Well, I'm a child at the time.
So?
I mean, I was 26.
So?
You know what I mean?
Who cares?
I don't
you
know.
want to see 26-year-old Jacob? What the
I
fuck?
just don't have it on me. I didn't think to pull that out. But it was a really cool experience. And there was another time too, later, where I played at this other hotel here at some event where I was one of the headliners, quote unquote, which was kind of cool.
That's
But
cool.
during that time, I got gigs. I got some success. It was
Yeah.
fun. But you go back and listen to my old tracks now, and you'd be like, ooh,
I don't know,
those
I
are
can't-
not mixed well.
I found some old music of mine on the internet, a couple of songs from it was probably about 2004-ish, 2003. And at the time, I remember thinking, "Yeah, I'm in my prime right now. I'm me personally, I'm doing great. The band was pretty good, but this is the peak of the mountain for me." And I went back and I listened to it, and I was like, dude,
Yeah, like
It's all.
what, you want to talk about ego? God
Yeah.
damn, I had one.
I am gonna say that like I never knew that DJing. When people said that they were a DJ, I always thought that like you DJ'd with like vinyl records. I never,
Right,
ever in my entire life thought that people were DJing without vinyl records
Right.
until I met Jacob. I felt like I know there was electronic
Fully
music.
digital. This guy.
Like I thought
right
there
here.
was electronic. I knew there was electronic music, but I didn't know it was DJ'd like that. Like I thought they
Right.
created it in a studio.
Oh, and then we
and
like
then, like-
cut it on a record, and then had to put it like
No,
on
no,
the
I
record
thought that, like-
player.
No,
with the
I
fucking-
thought
needle.
I seriously thought that it was like these electronic music was like made in a studio, and then they just played it
played it how?
like on like a music player, like a MP3 player or like a whatever player. I didn't
Oh.
think that it was like
So you think like
So-
you'd have two iPods connected into like
somehow,
a
I
fucking
don't,
mixer?
yeah, I did not think it was like
That's
I
kind
know
of how
I
it is.
didn't think that anyone
honestly.
was really mixing it. I thought that it was done in the studio.
Right.
They made the whole thing, and then you just kind of press play, and it
Uh-huh.
just kind of happened. I
Well,
never
there's-
thought that there was like a
I
whole
mean,
electronic setup
you're
where you
kinda
like
not
have
far
to
off.
do like you have to do like a weird thing with it. Like I never knew that that was what DJing was. Like when I grew up, like I grew up in California, in Long Beach, where like hip hop was king, right?
Right.
So hip hop was everything. So then
A-track.
and hip hop, they don't do that. They scratch. They have like two turntables and a microphone, basically.
Oh, bringing it
Yeah, bringing it back.
Nice work.
So you know, and
Nice work.
so it was really weird the first time I actually saw Jacob set up. I was like, wait,
Mhm.
because when we first started dating, and he's all like, "Oh, I'm a DJ," I totally imagined like,
You're like, oh, where's your crates?
yeah, and I went there, and then I was like,
I'm
"What?"
like, oh, it's on my computer.
yeah. was
But I
like,
do
"Is
have
that
a
really-"
physical mixer. Like it's a MIDI controller / audio interface, which Clint understands what those words mean.
See,
You see the keyboard back there is a MIDI controller.
See, perfect.
see.
I also have a keyboard MIDI controller and a 16 key MIDI controller with buttons and knobs on it too.
Okay,
which is
question
hella
for the
sick.
two of you. So, do you guys make your own music?
Yes.
Perfect transition into the final segment. Of course we do. And Clint, I have to say, Clint's good at it, man. I feel like the music I've heard that Clint has showed me has all been good. You know what I mean?
So, do you write your own songs and stuff?
It's all been
too?
good stuff.
Do you write your own songs and stuff too?
Yeah, I've written a lot of music.
Okay.
Oh,
Now
ooh,
that-
this is where we
I
get
did
drunk.
say music twice.
Fuck, you said it again. Is this where we get the drunkest now? Fuck.
I've definitely written a lot, but I can honestly say that not all of it's good.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta, like I said, you gotta start somewhere. My early music was shit, but there was a few gems here and there. Like when I go back and listen to my old stuff,
Mhm.
I'll pick one. Like, that's a good fucking song right there. That one was really good. The rest of them were shit. That's a good song. And then it'll be like
Right.
another batch of shit. And then I'm like, oh, that one was right there. Like there's songs that I want to like kind of revisit and be like,
Yeah.
Right.
okay, let me record them for real now, because those
Mhm.
songs are good.
Yeah.
But yeah, in between those, there's a lot of garbage. And just the older, more experienced I got, I feel like the better the music got, which
Uh-huh.
makes sense. I feel like that's how anybody's gonna be.
Yeah.
So and I'm putting the studio back together so I can start doing it again. I haven't written a solo song, like a full solo song, since, gosh, it's probably been about 13 years now. I think I was 30,
Wow.
29 or 30 the last time I did it.
Damn.
So
Trent
I'm
Reznor
looking
style.
forward to doing it again. But I needed that break. So the band out in, I'm sorry, the band in Oklahoma, broke up a couple years, 3-4 years ago now, more or less took all the wind out of my sails. I had the studio out in Oklahoma. I was gung ho about everything. Like I was like, this is my last chance. I'm a late 30-year-old man. This is my last chance to quote unquote make it big. And the band I was in was pretty good. And then kind of out of the blue, the band broke up. And it killed my momentum of playing music. It killed my momentum of learning the studio and recording. Like everything just kind of came to a screeching halt, to the point where I had thousands of dollars of equipment sitting in my one bedroom that I just wasn't using and had no desire to use. I was just really frustrated at that point. And it's taken me, like I said, 3 or 4 years now to where I'm finally like, you know what? I think I kind of want to make music again.
Okay.
And so that's where I'm back at now.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Oh yeah, I did say the M word.
I hope you're having a
will
good time,
say-
Clint. Thank you for being on the show, buddy.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
I will say that, like, I love, like, creative people, right? And I tell Jacob this all the time. Anyone who can, like, write music. I'm sorry, I had to.
It's cool. It's welcome to the show. This is the show. This is where we're at.
Or, like, do stuff.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate you guys because, like, it takes a lot, right?
that
Like, you have to have, like, a lot of passion and everything to do that. And
so much work, dude. It's not even
time.
a fucking joke.
yeah, and then
Like, okay, so you're
go
learning
through-
guitar, Mochi. You're learning guitar right now.
I mean,
hope
what I
it
was gonna say
puts into perspective a
like-
little bit. You know what I mean?
when you're creating your own stuff is what I mean. Because, like, okay, when you and Clint create your own things.
Right.
I'm not gonna say the M word, but you guys create your own stuff, and I just think that it takes a really creative person to do that, right? And so that's why when you were talking about how, like, there are some things you wrote that is shit and some that are good, and sometimes you take long hiatus periods and then
Right, which
you get it
I
in again.
definitely have for sure.
I feel like that's like a normal thing for people who are really creative, because you have to have like a. Well, sometimes you just have to like feel it, right? Like you just have a.
Earlier in my life, I never thought in a million years that I wouldn't be playing music. I always just thought, like, I found my thing. Music is my thing.
Yeah.
I did it for years and years and years, and I never thought that wouldn't be my thing. So for the last 3 or 4 years where I haven't been playing, has been
hard.
I
Interesting.
started getting to a point where I was like, A, was it really my thing? And B, am I ever gonna be in the mood to get back to it again? Because I really wasn't. Like, I was totally happy just playing video games and spending time with AD, and music was the last thing on my mind. And I never dreamt that would ever be the case.
Yeah.
That there.
Dude, can I fucking relate to you? Like, what you just said, like, in my heart, like, 100%, I know exactly what you're saying, and I completely understand. It's so true, because I felt the same way. Like, I was, like, you know, ready to dedicate my whole life to it. And it's, like, just going through the creative process and just all of the practice it takes and all of the just everything that it takes to really do everything you need to do. Like, I spent hours upon hours learning how to mix and just, like, produce, to the point where it just, like, essentially took the wind out of the sails. It took all the inspiration out of me and just shit it out. It was like, look, man, you could be a creative person. You could have all these fucking ideas. I can hear the music in my head and it sounds great. It's like, oh man, if I heard this music, I would be like, wow, this is dope. And I think everyone would enjoy it. But, like, making it happen in real life, it's tough. It takes a lot. It takes so much. It's like, you could sit there and just play guitar and, like, be like Yngwie Malmsteen and just be awesome, sure. But if you want to do what I want to do, you'd have to, like, learn how to actually record it and then master it. And you have to learn about phase, and you got to learn about fucking sound design, and you have to fucking learn about
Impression.
LCR panning, and you have to fucking know about like compression. Yeah, like you said, compression, all the different types of fucking compression, and you know what I mean, like equalizing and just gain staging, and it's just like oh my
just
god.
to touch on that, along with that,
It's so much.
not only you're absolutely correct what we just said. Like all that shit takes time and takes energy to learn how to do. To piggyback on that, people don't realize how much time goes into music in general. That's one side of the coin that you just talked about,
Right.
and again, it takes
Oh
tons of
yeah.
time.
Oh my god, dude.
The live side of the coin is the same thing.
Hit the bell again.
People will do a show like, hey, I got to show up at 10:30. Clint's band is going to play from 10:45 to 11:30. So that's what they see. They see Clint having a few drinks at 10:30, then playing from 10:45 to 11:30, and that's all they see.
Right.
What they didn't see is Clint getting off work at 5 o'clock, driving home, going straight to the closet to unload equipment, move it out to the vehicle, drive over to the drummer's house, load it all up into a van, take it to the venue, set all that shit up. And right about 10 o'clock, from 5 to 10 o'clock, that was all work. Then at 10 o'clock till 10:30, I got to sit down for a couple of minutes, have a couple drinks, then play a show from 10:30 to or 10:45 to 11:30. Then after that, maybe I get to sit and watch the next band for a little bit for maybe half an hour. Then I got to start loading shit up again and carrying it out and driving and unloading and then going back to my place. And that's in a one set night. That's not even when you're running sound and playing an entire night.
Yeah.
I've done easily 14-hour days to play a 3-set gig.
Yeah.
And I just want everyone who's ever watched it, the 6 to 9 people that I've seen watching tonight, understand that when you see a local band play for a couple of hours, they work their balls off for that.
Yeah, they do.
Understand it. Understand it. It doesn't mean you have to pay more. You don't have to buy them drinks, anything. All I want you to do is walk back out that door and be like, dude, those guys, they may not have been the best I've ever seen in my life, but at least I know that they busted their asses to do what they just did.
Yeah. But you know that, like,
which is
you
great.
might be on the other side. You
Passion.
could say, no, you might be inspiring another person that's watching you to go and do what they love, but they think that it's not possible because they see you guys and they're like, oh, like this. So I can do
as long as they realize there's a lot of work that goes with it.
No, absolutely. Right. Like there's a lot of work.
Being a singer, I get a bad rap because everyone LSD, lead singer disease, where the lead singer just shows up and sits on his ass all the time. I didn't have that.
Right.
Ass.
Oh, I never thought that. I really think that like lead singers have to do
you
stuff.
did, but I've heard the story of lead singers who show up with their microphone and that's their job.
They just sing and walk away.
Yeah.
I was carrying amplifiers, speakers, drums. I was
good.
I helped a lot.
Yeah. Okay, I have to pee, so you're gonna have to carry on real quick.
That's fine. Yeah. So anyway, just saying. You know, if you're interested in music, like, we're not trying to discourage you. You should definitely do it. I'll hit the bell. Don't worry. You know what I mean? If it's a passion of yours, like, that's like, this is just the hard work it takes to do the thing. And it's like
I sound like I'm bitching about it. And a little bit I am because but 90% of me does not regret any of it. Like, I loved it. Like, you got time to bond with your bandmates, and you're when you play shows, you're talking to the people at the bar while you're doing it. So it's work, it's leg work, hard work, but it never really felt like it. I never felt like, oh my god, I just put in a 14-hour day. I got home at the end of the night. I was like, dude, that was fucking awesome.
Right.
That was one of the best days of my life.
Exactly.
But it was hard. It was hard.
Well, and like even for the DJ thing, which is like, you know, it's lesser to all the amount of work you're putting in, but like for me, it's like, okay, I'm not putting in like a bunch of work, like physical labor work where I have to carry a shit ton of cabinets and nonsense like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm getting shit on by like all the other DJs and all the sound people and like the people of the venue people and whatever. But like when you're going and you see like even just a couple people in the crowd sort of dancing to what you're doing, to me that feels good, man. I love it. I fucking love it. I love it. Fucking love it.
It's super rewarding.
It's absolute like
I don't regret any
I don't regret it either.
Past music, none of it.
You get up there,
I love, even the bad nights. There's been
amazing.
plenty of bad nights, but goddamn, they make for some great stories.
Yeah.
Years later.
That's the whole point.
Absolutely. I love creative people.
Just getting up there, doing your thing, and then like even one person appreciating what you're most passionate about is like that's it. That is why you do it.
You're hitting on something there too, and it's super cliche. You hear it all the time. If I touch just one person, but it's fucking true.
It's fucking true.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true.
Like when you get the first time I ever signed an autograph, it was probably some fucking like 10-year-old kid at a dog show or something. But when it fucking happened, it felt magical. Like,
Yeah.
this kid wants me to. I don't even know how to sign an autograph. How do I sign my name? So
Nice.
yeah, anytime I got someone to come up and want me to sign something, it felt fantastic, and I knew it was never gonna amount to anything, but it doesn't matter. It felt good.
Clint,
Because
it
they love
didn't
you.
amount to nothing. It amounted to that moment between you and that person.
Yeah.
And it was epic, and you'll never forget it, and you'll carry that to the grave, my friend.
Yes.
I do have to tell a funny story about that, and
Let's go.
I feel slightly bad because I didn't participate, and I wish I had. We finished a show at a gig in Pennsylvania, and it was at kind of not a biker bar, but it was more of a rough and tumble bar / pizza place, and it wasn't a place you'd expect to just like pack people in. But
Napoli.
That was one of the few places that I'm going to sidetrack for just a second. I'll come right back to it. Bands can build followings, and that place is proof. When we first started playing there, we would open for a band, and it would be like, I don't know, 20 people there or whatever.
Uh-huh.
The venue liked us. They liked what we did. They wanted us to come back. When the last show we played there, the venue was packed,
Mm-hmm.
and the venue wanted to pay us $750 a night to play there.
Fuck
as
Wow.
an original band.
That's
An
dope.
original band.
Nice.
So we were bringing them in some motherfucking people.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
anyway, Back on track. One of those shows we did, there was this lovely old lady. She had to have been in her 70s. And it was awesome. She was fucking rocking out. Good on her. After the show, I was busy packing up. Like I was in pack up mode. She wanted us to sign autographs. She wanted us to sign her boob.
Oh,
And
titties.
I used the term singularly. Boob.
Okay.
She wanted us to sign her boob.
Okay.
She lifted her shirt up and had a boob
Wow.
and a flap of skin.
But
And the flap is what she wanted signed.
Yeah.
And like I said, at the time, I was a 20-something kid. I was like, hell no.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. As a 43-year-old man,
I would have
slapped myself.
signed
like,
that
dude,
titty, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In hindsight, being 2020, I would have signed it 14 times.
Yeah.
You know,
Because you
Dude,
know what
I
that
would've
means,
done it.
right?
it means she was fucking awesome, and I was an idiot.
Fuck yeah. And you made her wet, bro.
Somebody did. It wasn't me.
Usually they only have one flap
It's fucking
of a
awesome.
boob.
But it was still like
Pancakes?
I said, hindsight. That might have been one of the coolest.
That's
moments,
incredible.
and I passed it up.
Yeah.
I
You
wish
know
I
what?
would have done it. I wish I would have made her fucking night.
I'm going to tell you what, Clint.
I was busy.
That moment.
You're gonna have that moment again.
No, I'm going to tell you right now. That moment is now immortalized on Odd Valley. And we'll never forget it.
We'll never forget
We'll
it.
never forget the old lady boob.
Hey, you can spell that on a calculator.
We can.
8008.
I know.
That's right.
I've been around when there was pagers.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
had one myself.
Wait a second. Has anyone paged you boob before?
Yeah,
That's cool.
all the time.
Clint, how about you?
I've never owned a pager.
Oh,
I've had one,
Sorry.
but
it's okay. It's okay. I had a
It's okay.
Nokia.
I have had calculators though.
Did you have a Nokia with Snake?
I did.
All right, that's all.
See,
That's all that matters.
I did not
That's
have a
all that matters.
Nokia.
Like fucking Star Trek.
Yeah. See?
Ooh, tricorder.
All right, so we have come to the end of the show.
There was something I wanted to say, but I can't remember, guys.
End of the show.
Can't
So
remember.
Can I throw one thing out there? Well, two things, but they're combined as one.
Let's go.
Real quick.
What you got? What you
My claims to fame.
got?
okay, yes.
When I was in Pennsylvania,
Okay.
my band in Pennsylvania, we recorded our EP, and it was co-produced by the drummer of Breaking Benjamin,
Oh.
and the frontman from the Bad Lees, if you guys are familiar with them. So that's
I've-
one. So I got to talk to Jeremy Hummel from Breaking
Sick.
Benjamin.
Nice.
That's sick. That's sick.
okay. Okay.
The other
He's
one,
no Scott Stapp, but you know.
A lot of people outside of Oklahoma may not recognize it so much, but if you ever heard of the band the Nixons, they had a
Okay.
song called Sister in the 90s.
Mhm.
Sister, I miss you, dancing on the stage of memories. Look it up. It might ring a
Okay.
bell.
Sure.
I played in a band with their guitarist.
Oh, nice.
Fuck yeah, man.
Okay.
So there's my 2 claims of fame, and that's it. I'm out.
Yes. No, I like it.
Right on,
I like
bro.
it.
I like it.
All right, so we are going to do our Coup de Grace shot.
Oh, wait, no. Back the fuck up. We need to do our 25-cent advice.
Oh yeah, 25-cent advice. So
We got to start with Clint.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Okay, our
25-cent advice.
25-cent advice. Let me take over
Yeah.
because you
me
gave
take
me the
over.
hosting, dude. 25-cent advice is advice that's worth a quarter, but we're giving it to you for free.
Nice.
Clint, what's some advice you can give the listeners or the watchers that's worth a quarter?
If you're gonna play in a live band with music,
It's gonna sound
Oh, you
so
fucking bitch.
Cliche.
You
It's
fucking
gonna sound
bitch.
so fucking cliche. But my advice, as a 43-year-old man who has done it and failed,
You did not
You did
fail.
not fail.
You did
Don't
not
say that.
fail. Bullshit.
failed in the ultimate goal. My ultimate goal, I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be in a famous rock band. That did not happen.
That's a 1%.
Now, exactly. You're right. But that was the goal. It didn't happen.
Okay. Yeah.
That ties into the advice.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Do it. If you have a dream, fucking go for it.
I like
Because
that.
you don't want regrets. I don't regret it. I didn't reach the ultimate goal, but I tried, and I don't regret a fucking second of it. So go for it. Do what you can to reach your fucking dreams, as cliche and stupid as it sounds. Do it anyway, because at the end of the day, or at the end of your life, you can at least say,
you
fuck
tried.
it, I tried.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that because you have to try. That's a thing. Like,
Give it a try.
okay, well,
Try it out.
yeah. Well, my
Uh,
25-cent advice is this: you do have to try. Like, because what's that thing they say? Like, you fail 100% of the time when you
miss
don't.
all the shots you don't take.
Yeah, it's like you gotta just do
Wayne
because
Gretzky.
you never know. You never
But
know.
also,
So make sure you try
Adam
as
Scott?
1A. 1B is
50-cent advice.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
two.
Ooh.
I like it.
So
Okay, B.
make sure you try, but at the
Uh-huh.
same time, do it with your heart. Do it the way
Yes.
you want to do it. Don't compromise.
Please, God.
I
Don't.
feel like I
That
compromised.
is so
That's
good.
one of my few regrets in my life. I compromised.
Never compromise
Do it your way.
fucking vision.
But you never
love
know.
that.
I get it. and
Cheers,
that's
bro.
A good, that's a
Clint,
good advice.
I'm going to
That's
take
good
a
advice.
sip of my drink with you, buddy. Oh
And don't be scared.
no, what happened? Did we lose Clint?
See?
Oh no, I hit my. Oh no,
Because you did a thing and now we lost him.
I hit my camera, and then we lost Clint.
Clint.
Clint, no, no,
Clint, no. Where are you?
Clint, is it because I hit the camera?
I don't know.
I tapped the camera and then Clint disappeared.
Where did Clint go?
Oh, we're gonna have to clip this out later. Okay, I'm gonna give you my 25-cent advice.
I hate you. We
Um,
didn't even get to say bye to Clint. Where is he?
I don't know what happened to Clint. I'm sorry.
Call him on your phone.
I don't know. I
Call
can
him
text
on your phone.
I can text him. I'm
Call
sorry.
him on your phone.
Stop telling me what to do. All right, I'm just gonna do my 25-cent advice, and we'll make Clint's Square disappear for a sec. My 25-cent advice is actually going to be very practical mixing advice. Something legit. So if you are mixing, if you are learning how to produce songs, here's some really good advice, okay? And this is actually worth like at least $1. Turn your shit down. Gain staging, okay? I don't know if you've ever heard that term. Gain staging is all about making sure all of your levels are balanced. But the problem that most people make when they're producing songs is that their songs are too loud. Every track is too loud. Turn them down. And then you could use compression to even shit out. So that's a really good one.
Nice.
Mochi Squeeze, let's get your 25-cent advice.
I already said it.
You already
Try
said it? All
100%
right.
of the time. We're going to try to get Clint back. Where's Clint?
Oh, Clint said my camera died.
Oh, it's okay.
Clint, you've been a great guest. And you know what? It's the end of the episode. And I know you weren't going to probably take this last shot with you, dude.
And I want to hang out with you in AD.
Yeah, let's all hang out, man.
Let's go to
I hope
Rounders.
you're still watching the show, but like we love you.
We'll go to Rounders one day.
Yeah, we can go to Rounders, or we can all kick it and play. I mean, they like board games. And my computer dropped my mic driver. Ugh.
Oh no.
Well, he's texting me, so either way, we really appreciate. Clint coming on the show.
He was awesome.
He's a great dude. You know, check out. He said he's still here, listening / watching. He's in the chat. We're gonna have please, even if you're watching live, check out the VOD later on our YouTube. Just search Odd Valley. We'll have a link to like I want to at least have a link to one of his live things. But
yes.
I look, I'm just gonna say this is just like my personal opinion. He's not even here to defend himself. I think Clint has a beautiful voice. I've heard him sing, and I think it's great.
I've heard him sing too, and
I don't care what he says.
Like, great.
This fucking guy can sing so well. I can't wait to write some music with this dude.
I think you guys should make music for the podcast.
We absolutely well, I don't know if we're going to do that, but I know that I will play some music that we make together.
Okay, well,
but
Clint,
we've
before
had a
you
really
go,
good time.
We are going to... Okay,
thank you so much for being on here.
Clint,
wait, hold on. He said,
time
out. Hold on. He said, and my voice sounds like Lago from Aladdin. So I don't know what Lago means. I think it means Iago.
He does not.
He does not sound like that guy.
But
what's that comedian's name?
Okay, Gilbert Godfrey.
He's got a great fucking voice. Iago. No, he does not. That's bullshit. The bird.
Okay, look.
No. Gilbert Godfrey does not sound like Gilbert Godfrey.
And it is Iago. He just used the capital I, you dummy.
I know. The I and L look the same.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, Clint's got a good voice. You should check it out. Check out his shit. If you're watching this later, it's already in the description. Check it out. But we appreciate you being on the show,
I know,
man.
this is a little bit over, but it's okay. I want to say before we go, before we do the Hoot Grass shot, Clint, AD, we got to meet at Rounders one day, and we're just all going to hang out, and it will be fun. And then I know you got to do errands, but raise your glass, Clint, and take a Hoot Grass shot with us.
Yeah,
okay?
So we take a shot at the end of the show, which rip Kevin, we love you, bro.
He didn't die, but he just is not on the show.
Rest in peace, anyway.
He's not on the show right now.
But we have a little saying. The saying means live, laugh, love, and drink.
Yes.
And we say it every time we take our final drink at the end of the show.
All right.
Hoot Grass to you and everyone. Thanks for being here. We love you. And we'll see you next week. Oh, quick message. We won't be here next 2 weeks.
We won't be here for 2 weeks because family's visiting next week, and then we're going to a Golden Knights game.
Yeah. So we'll see y'all fucking the 25th. Weeks. The 25th of February. And peace out. Fucking party hardy.
Yes.
Peace out. Later.
All right. Love you guys.